Cutting lattes won't make you rich. That math never worked. Your salary isn't your wealth. Your savings rate is. Most people optimize the wrong number their entire careers. 20 less in coffee? Irrelevant. 200 more per month? Everything. While you trimmed expenses, someone else raised their value. One book changed how I see marketing. ROI followed immediately. Knowledge compounds too. Not just money. A certification or course can unlock $500 extra monthly. Skill investment beats expense cuts every single time. Most people guess at their number. It's usually wrong by half. 200,000 sounds like success. But do you need it? Write down what you actually want. Then reverse engineer the salary. 1,000 in dining, 300 in clothes, 500 dating, add 1,000 monthly savings. Dream life total, 7,000 a month, 33% tax rate. That lifestyle needs 125,000, not 200,000, not 300, 125. No private jet, no Lamborghini, just a real life, fully funded. Do this exercise. Your number might shock you downward. I've bought watches, jackets, collectibles. The memories aren't there. 3,000 on the Chicago Marathon trip with a friend. 0 regrets. At 75, you won't remember the wallet. You'll remember the run. Spend on experiences. That's what financial freedom is actually for. Budget 10% over your vacation estimate. Always. Miss flights. Rebookings. A $200 surprise ruins the trip otherwise. The 10% buffer is the difference between a story and a disaster. Group travel surprises cause friction. Buffer the 10%, kill the tension. A $50,000 new car loses $10,000 in value in year 1. 20% depreciation year 1, $2,000 interest, $12,000 gone. You paid $12,000 to own something worth less than before. Borrowing to buy things that shrink is spending money to lose money. Used car, no loan beats finance new car. Every single. There are exceptions. But if wealth is the goal, avoid fast depreciating assets. You can finance anything now. Takeout, clothes, vacations. The trap is everywhere. Financing food that's already gone, paying for something you can't return. The Roth IRA deadline isn't December 31st. Most people don't know this. Fund last year's Roth until April 15th. IRS confirmed April 14th next year. Still valid for this year's contribution. Under 50, 7,000. Over 50, 8,000 with catch-up. The IRS tax window is a gift. Most people miss it. Peace of mind has dollar value. Spreadsheets never show it. 6.69% loan. 8% market return. 1% gap. 1% on 28,000 equals $280 yearly. Do you think about that debt daily? Because that costs something. Does the debt limit opportunities you'd otherwise take? If yes, peace of mind wins. We haven't even talked about the tax move that erases years of gains. That's next. Capital losses don't expire. You can carry them forward indefinitely until used. Year 1, 50,000 in losses. Also 20,000 in gains. Offset them. 30,000 in losses carry to year 2. 15,000 more in gains. Offset again. Every year, extra $3,000 off your regular income too. IRS allows it. A bad year in the market becomes a tax shield for multiple future years. Losses offset gains first. Then remaining losses hit ordinary income. Order matters. The loss never expires. Year after year until it's gone. 50,000 in losses is painful, but 3 years of sheltered gains soften it. This is tax loss harvesting, and most retail investors never touch it. The IRS gives you a silver lining on every losing trade. Most people throw it away. Now, the subplot starts here. Meet 2 people, same salary, wildly different outcomes. Person A earns 80,000, spends 75, invests 5,000 a year. Person B also earns 80,000, spends 60, invests 20,000 a year. Same income. The savings rate gap does all the work over time. Your income is not your wealth. Your savings rate is. Write that down. Automate contributions. Payday arrives, money moves to investments first. automatically. Set it once. Forget it. Let compounding do what you can't do manually. VOO tracks the S&P 500, historically about 10% annually over 30 years. VTI adds total U.S. market exposure. SCHD adds dividend income on top. 1,000 per month in VOO at 10% becomes over 200,000 in 10 years. Over 30 years? That same 1,000 per month becomes over $2 million. A 1% annual fee on 200,000 costs 170,000 over 30 years. Low-cost index funds exist. VOO expense ratio 0.03%. The best account isn't highest return. It's the one you actually fund consistently. Roth IRA grows tax-free. Every dollar in there compounds without the IRS taking a cut. Peter Thiel turned a Roth IRA into over $5 billion. Tax-free. That's an extreme case. But the principle is the same at every scale. Fund your Roth first, then taxable. Always in that order. Diversification isn't owning more. It's owning less of the wrong things. Person A is 10 years in. Portfolio, 90,000. Life looks comfortable. Person B is 10 years in. Portfolio, 400,000. Same job, same salary, same income, same 10 years. 4 times the wealth. That's the savings rate. Hit subscribe, otherwise the algorithm won't show you what's coming. Stock tips from a lucky friend cost me money. Here's exactly how that played out. 2 correct predictions doesn't make someone a genius. It makes them lucky so far. In 2023, a friend tipped me on several stocks. I invested in one, made money. His other picks also ran. In my head, he became a genius. That was the mistake. Year 2. New tip. Different industry. I invested blindly. Lost money. Past performance does not guarantee future results. That disclaimer exists for a reason. A bull market makes everyone look like a genius. The tide hides who is swimming naked. Question every new tip, even from the friend who was right before. Especially them. That friend knew one industry well. The new tip was outside their edge, red flag. Always do your own research. Your money, your responsibility, no exceptions. Now here is the central truth. Compound interest is not math, it's gravity. It pulls slowly at first, you barely notice, then it pulls everything. A boulder rolling downhill, slow start, then unstoppable. That's your portfolio at year 20. Person A at 20 years, 220,000. Modest but real. Person B at 20 years, 1.2 million. Still the same salary, still same job. The boulder is moving now. Nothing slows it down without self-sabotage. Federal Reserve data. Median American retirement savings at 55 is 92,000. That's not enough. Social Security averages 18,000 per year at full retirement age. 60% of six-figure earners live paycheck to paycheck. Income is not the problem. Savings rate is the answer. Not a higher salary, not a lucky stock pick. The person driving a 10-year-old Toyota with $1 million portfolio wins every time. The BMW leaser looks richer. They are not. Not even close. Stealth wealth is not a style. It's a strategy. And it works. BLS data. Americans earning over $100,000 still have average credit card debt. The system rewards spending. Every ad is an attack on your savings rate. The boring documents, SEC filings, earnings reports, they actually tell you the truth. Morningstar data. Actively managed funds underperform index funds in 80% of cases. You are paying a fee to likely lose. Index beats managed 8 times in 10. 3-fund portfolio. VOO, International Index, short-term bonds. Simple, powerful, proven. This is everything you need. 99% of investors don't need anything else. Person B used the 3-fund portfolio. That's it. No secrets. No tricks. The boulder is moving for person B now, and it cannot be stopped. Act 4 shows you how to start yours. Here's the full system. 9 lessons assembled into one actionable framework. Lesson 1. Focus income growth above all. Knowledge compounds just like money. One course or certification can unlock $500 extra monthly. That's compounding. Lesson 2. Calculate your actual number, not a fantasy salary, a real lifestyle cost. Most people need less than they think. The exercise usually cuts the number in half. Lesson 3. Choose experiences over things. You will remember one, not the other. 3,000 on a marathon trip in Chicago. Permanent memory. 3,000 watch. Forgotten by 60. Lesson 4. Buffer every vacation by 10%. Avoid the friction tax. Unexpected $200 costs kill trips. 10% buffer kills the unexpected instead. Lesson 5. Do not borrow to buy things that depreciate. Full stop. A $30,000 used car with no loan beats a $50,000 financed car every year. Lesson 6. Fund last year's Roth until April 15th. Most people don't use this window. $7,000 for last year, $7,000 more for this year, $14,000 in one move. Tax-free compounding on $14,000 a year is not a small advantage over 30 years. Lesson 7. Peace of mind has a dollar value. Price it before ignoring it. 1% return advantage is $280 on a $28,000 loan. If the debt stresses you daily, paying it off earns more than the spreadsheet suggests. Lesson 8. Capital losses are a tax weapon. Harvest them intentionally. Sell the loser. Lock in the loss. Reinvest in something similar. Shelter your gains for years. A loss isn't just a wound, it's a shield, if you know how to hold it. 50,000 in losses shelters 12,000 in gains across 3 years. Each year, 3,000 off income. Lesson 9. Your genius friend is not always a genius. Context doesn't transfer. One correct pick doesn't validate the next. Verify every idea yourself. Every single time. Read the SEC filing. Read the earnings call transcript. Then decide. Now the full framework comes together. Let's run person A and B forward 30 years. Person A at 30 years, 570,000. A decent result for a modest saver. Person B at 30 years, 2.3 million. On the same $80,000 salary. One choice, one habit, 30 years. The gap is not income, it is discipline. The boulder metaphor. Person B's portfolio is a boulder halfway down. Gravity does the rest. The boulder is unstoppable now. The only question is, when did you start pushing? The practical first steps. Open a Roth IRA if you don't have one. Do it this week. Fund it with VOO. Set automatic monthly contributions. Forget it exists for 30 years. Write down your real lifestyle budget. Then, reverse engineer the salary you actually need. Cut the car payment. Buy used. Redirect that payment into VTI every month instead. Tax loss harvesting. Check your portfolio in December. Identify any losers. Lock the loss in. Check the IRS wash sale rule. Wait 31 days before buying back the same position. Peace of mind audit. List your debts. Ask 3 questions. Price what you feel. Some debts are worth paying down even at lower interest rates. The math doesn't show everything. Plan experiences over objects this year. Budget $3,000 toward one real memory. Invest in your income first. One skill upgrade can fund years of ETF contributions. Person B is you. It always was. You just needed the system. You don't need $200,000 a year. You need clarity, consistency, and time. Person B resolution. At 30 years, the portfolio at 2.3 million funds the lifestyle calculated in Lesson 2. The lifestyle budget from Lesson 2 required $125,000 gross. The portfolio generates that in perpetuity. Person B's boulder reached the bottom. Compound interest delivered what 30 years of discipline started. 9 lessons. 1 system. Any decade is the right decade to start. Including this one. Real lesson. Stop optimizing what doesn't matter. Start optimizing what does. The boring documents tell the truth. The spreadsheets hide half of it. Know which is which. Every claim in this video has a source. IRS, Vanguard, Federal Reserve, Morningstar, BLS, SSA. I raid the boring documents, so you don't have to. But you should double-check me anyway. The central paradox? Cutting lattes still won't make you rich. Funding your Roth IRA might. The math is simple. The patience is the hard part. Start before you're ready. You stopped cutting lattes. Good. Now start building. Subscribe if you want the boring documents decoded every week.